Hello, how y'all doing today? I want to show you my sign because I do sell artwork, okay? See my chicken? I went to an art class and did that chicken. I have no inclination to ever paint a chicken myself, but it was fun. I was just trying to meet some people. Anyway, I also like paint vases, see? Um, anyway, I was inclined today to share some thoughts on there's so many people that are fighting homelessness, okay? And I myself jumped out of the rent race. I put myself in this situation because I'm done paying other people's mortgage, which basically, if you're renting a place, that's what you're doing. You're paying the mortgage and building their credit for them, whoever it is, whoever owns it. So, yeah, I jumped out of that a while ago because in my mind, I see no other way to get ahead. So that is why, I choose to live in a camper, and why I'm working on this camper van. I'm working on that so that I can actually go somewhere, because I didn't have anything to haul that camper with. And so now I have something to haul whatever I need to haul. If I want to move my camper somewhere, I can. But it's going to make camping really comfortable also. So I have my reasons. It's also dry. And my camper currently has a tarp on the roof because there's a leak. Anyway, I wanted to share some tidbits because I have been homeless in Oregon and Colorado, in a tent and in a camper. Not in Oregon, but definitely in Colorado. I was in a tent in Colorado for 6 months. Right up until probably the first week in November. So, I wanted to share that I ran into a lady at the dollar store the other day, and I heard her talking to someone there. And she was all excited because she's got a camper. She sold her house and bought a camper. She's just parked it in an RV park somewhere. And this is her first winter. And I was sharing little tidbits with her. And so I'm going to share them with you. You have to keep your feet warm because the floors are steel. They do not get warm. I don't care what you do. You can put siding around it, whatever you want to do. But once that floor gets cold, it stays cold. So get you some really, really good, thick wool socks. That helps. Stay away from gel slippers, because once those babies get cold, you may as well put your feet in an ice box. Okay? I learned that one the hard way. Also, wear layers. I always have like a t-shirt, a thermal, and another long sleeve shirt on top of that. As well as running heat. And it's still cold. Okay? I put a video up on TikTok last year. But, I mean, you got 2-inch walls. And now I have an older one. So, my windows, I mean, I got as much air pouring in and heat going out. So if you have an older one, then you're going to have to prepare for that. My daughter bought me a roll of this insulation stuff, and it almost looks like silver bubble wrap. Okay? And it's meant for insulating. What I used it for, I used it as a layer. You know, campers have storage in the seats, and those boxes have all kinds of air coming out of them, okay? Because that's where all your ventilation stuff is, where all your piping for the water goes and stuff like that. And it's also meant for storage. And if your storage, whether you got stuff in it or not, I took that silver stuff last year and I put it across the bench seats, okay, and made sure that all the cracks where the boards sit were covered with that silver stuff. And then I let it come down, like, okay, for instance, around the bench, around the table, okay? I put that silver stuff inside the box area under my cushions and let it hang down to the floor. And that gave me an extra barrier around that area where I sit. And it stopped some of the breeze from coming through those cracks. Also, it helped, like, to put that along the walls as well. And then on the outside, I have 2-inch thick styrofoam that you can get at Lowe's. And I used it as like siding outside underneath and wedged it underneath to block the wind from going underneath. But regardless, the floors are still cold. So these little tidbits are for the people who, basically the ones that are in North Carolina and they lost their homes, you know, and I know because I work at a truck stop that that they got some RVs and stuff donated to them. Don't just rely on those inside heaters, okay? You're still going to need to keep your feet warm and wear layers. Even if you got a good heater in there, even if it's a newer one. Because they just don't hold the heat the way a normal house does. So I just want to share that with anyone who happens to be in that situation. I got this camper van and it's kind of a test thing to see if it's any warmer. Like once you run a heater inside of it, is it any warmer than the camper? Because I mean, it might not be. It might be like a large refrigerator, okay? Like, because it's steel on the outside, my thinking is it might be warmer because it'd be airtight. But in the same token, it might be the same issue where because it's metal, once it gets cold, it may just stay cold. You might not be able to get it warm. So, it's a little bit of a test this year to see if it's going to be easy to, you know, if it's going to stay warm. So, anyway, I want to share one more painting. I'm in my storage unit. This is something I invested in, okay? This is a local artist. This is a local artist in my community. Her name is Ron Williamson. And I bought this. She painted it September 2021. Anyway, isn't it gorgeous? I think this young lady's going to be famous one day. I paid a decent amount for it, but I'm going to hang on to it. Because this glows in the dark too. Yeah. But I purchased it because I think she's going to be famous one day. You just never know. You just never know. Right? Some things I just can't part with. That's going to be one of them. And here's another thing. This is a Christmas gift for my daughter. my youngest daughter. And you know what? I've always wanted one of these. It's got a turtle on it. Listen. It's a rain stick. If you didn't know, that's cactus needles in there. I think they're so cool. Makes me feel good to listen to it. I don't know why. So we got rain today here. Didn't last very long. Long enough for me to see a double rainbow right before I got off work. So that is a cool thing, right? I think so. So, I got one other painting here. That I want to share. This man is in Florida. His name is Nick Cave. And I just like it. It reminds me of the Rolling Stones. I don't know why. But see it? Isn't that cool? And it says, I've spent my life butting my head against other people's lack of imagination. Isn't that great? I think it's cool. Anyway. Another artist that just might become famous, you just never know. And I may be one of those people too. But, you know, artists don't usually become famous until they're dead. Oh, I'll fool with that in a minute. I can't get back in there. Anyway, I just wanted to share those little tidbits, especially for the folks in North Carolina. I am praying for you guys. I say that with a very heavy heart because I wish that I could help. I wish that I could go there and help. But then I see today a whole caravan of National Guard that just came from East Tennessee. They were getting fuel. And I've seen the RVs that were getting donated. They came through there and fueled them up, filled up the propane before they delivered them. So, in a small way, because I'm working my regular job, I am helping, I guess. I make coffee, sell them fuel, you know, and try to get them in and out. And so I guess I'm in a small way. That's my way of helping. So I just wanted to share my sign. My daughter got this sign for me. And so owls are everywhere. I have them in my car. Renee who, right? Yeah. So I made a video last night and then I decided to delete it. It wasn't, I wanted to make this one informative, and the one yesterday was just talking about my day. And my day wasn't, you know, exciting or anything. Some things were shared today. And you know, even if I only made $20 a month on this thing, it would help. But that's not my point of doing this. And I'm not getting any views. But I have got a few more subscribers. And I am grateful for that. I apologize for the cars going by. I'm in my storage unit. But this is a good place to chit-chat. And I wanted to show you my chicken. And my sign. Okay? And I just wanted to chit-chat. So, listen. If you're out there and you're struggling, if you've been evicted, if you lost your home, if you are out there living in a camper, living in your vehicle, living in a tent, stay prayed up. We are stronger than you think. And I've relied on faith for the past 8 years. My faith gives me the endurance. Because you're going to need it this winter. Prepare yourself. It doesn't matter what part of the country you're in. Okay? If you're up north, it's going to be way worse. I could not imagine. I say, if you're living in your car and you're up north, get your ass in your car and go south. It's still cold here, but it's not as cold. I mean, I thought about going to Arizona. And then I had second thoughts about that. Because that's an awful long ways to go. Just trying to get warm. And my God reminded me today that I'm stronger than that. He's helped me endure some really cold winters in Colorado when it was really cold, frigid cold. But I got 2 little dogs that keep me warm. And I guess the hardest thing to adjust, if you're stuck living in that manner, the hardest thing to adjust is that you can't keep a steady temperature, you know? So, eat right. Eat your vitamins, because you're going to need them, so that you don't get sick. And just stay prayed up, because it's doable. Well, I hope everybody had a good day today. And I hope y'all have a good day tomorrow. I work tomorrow again. And yeah. I'm not going to worry about whether I'm getting views or not. I just want to share my experience, strength, and hope. So, if you are living in a tough situation and you need some friendly tips, whether it's bathroom usage or staying warm, you don't have a fridge, but if it's cold, yeah, you do have a fridge. Put it in the farthest corner of your trunk, and it'll stay plenty cold. Another little helpful hint that I've just learned from experience. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Y'all take care. God bless. Peace out. Take care.